Give me a second. Salakia. Just give me 1 second. Okay. Yes. Salakia for the delay. Shalom Israel. Yahweh Shem Yah Shabarakatam. And Yahweh Shema Alatham by Shem Yah Shai. Salakia Israel for the delay. Little technical difficulties. As you can see, those that have been following the Connecticut page that had to change location due to internet issues. But all right, let's get started. Okay, today we're gonna go into how our oppressor, the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of, feels about us as a people, the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. And this is something that has been embedded in them something that they've had within themselves since Cain and Abel, you know, since around that time, because clearly our oppressors, the so-called white man, this government, don't give a damn about us. And you see that with what's going on in social, on the news, on the net, everywhere. You see that they in light of incidences like George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, Trayvon Martin, the list goes on. They have no compassion. They kill us cold-blooded in the street, and they don't give a damn about us. You know? They really don't give a damn about our people. Why? Because that's just who they are. Since the beginning of time, since Cain and Abel, you know, they have had a perpetual hatred towards us. And this is why these scriptures, the Bible, the King James Version, is our history, is our documents. Now, understand that I was looking, and I came across an article. I was on the internet, and I came across an article that clearly lets you know that, especially in the police force within this country, they don't give a damn about us. They don't give a damn about any black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. Why? Because clearly, in the wake of George Floyd, which was murdered about a couple weeks ago, you get comments from news reporters, you get it from police departments, you get it from our own. And I'm going to speak on it, but not speak on it and give her too much light. But that coon, that sister, Candace Owens, you know, it's like, you know, it's to the point where even our people have turned on our own, and we call them traitors, because if you could sit there and see what happened to that brother George Floyd, he was murdered cold-blooded. That was a public lynching, contrary to what anybody might believe. That was a public lynching in the middle on social media that every black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, every heathen out there, the whole world was set to see the slaughter of a black man in the middle of the street, killed by not one but 4 officers. And to only have people still in this country that are heartless, that are spineless, that can turn around and have no sympathy for this man, for this man's family, you know, for this man's family, George Floyd, to sit there and condone what the hell went on. You got to be a damn fool. But anyway, I don't want to ramble on too long. But this article I pulled up, it said, Florida Police Organization offers to hire cops who were fired or resigned over police misconduct. Now, this is out in Florida. And understand this before I get into the article. Florida has a stand your ground law where basically if you feel threatened, you can say you was threatened, and you basically, in a nutshell, be justified in killing or shooting somebody. because especially if you feel threatened. Now understand, that's what happened, and that's what they used in the wake of Trayvon Martin, because he was murdered down in Florida. Understand that when George Zimmerman killed him, he was able to get off of that law. So understand that Florida hiring police for misconduct is enabling those officers that have a perpetual hatred towards every black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, the 12 tribes. It's giving them the green light to go crazy. Florida's about to be turned up. It's about to be the OK Corral out there. Understand that. Now the article I'm going to read again, it says Florida Police Organization offers to hire cops who were fired or resigned over police misconduct. As the cries for police reform grows louder across the nation, some police departments are holding their officers accountable, firing or suspending those accused of excessive force during the recent protests. I'm going to read it again. Salaki, I was interrupted. As the cries for police reform grows louder across the nation, some police departments are holding their officers accountable, firing or suspending those accused of excessive force during recent protests. One Florida police organization has said it will rehire those officers accused of misconduct, and that offer is prompting outrage. On Saturday, the Brevard County chapter of the Fraternal Order of Police posted a message on Facebook addressed to the Buffalo 57 and Atlanta 6, saying it was was hiring. And I'm gonna read the tweet and then I'll go back into the article. It says, "Hey Buffalo 57 and Atlanta 6, we are hiring in Florida. Lower taxes, no spineless leadership, or dumb mayors rambling on at press conferences. Plus, we got your back." You know what that means? Going on in Brevard County, Florida Police Department. That means it's a lot of BS that's about to go on. And it's safe to say that it's been going on. And it's not just there, it's all across the country. Understand that. Buffalo 57 appears to refer to the 57 police officers in Buffalo, New York, who resigned from the force's emergency response team, following the suspension of 2 officers who were captured on video pushing a 75-year-old protester to the ground. Now understand that what will possess anybody to be pushing a 75-year-old protester to the ground, 75 years old? Understand that unless they pulled out a weapon and was trying to shoot you or stab you, what would be the reason for that? There was no justification, because anybody saw that video clearly showed the officers walked up to him and pushed him. They must have thought it was funny, because a lot of times they get a kick out of intimidating people because they have the gun, the badge. And understand that they know who to do that to. They really do. Because they're not just picking on any random. When you see police brutality, it's usually people that's already submitting and they still killing them. A 75-year-old man, young kids, women, young men, older men that's complying, that they just feel, all right, let me just get over on them. They're killing them. They're killing our young and they're killing our old. Okay. Atlanta 6 refers to the 6 Atlanta police officers who were booked, 5 on felony charges after being accused of using excessive force on 2 black college students who were leaving a protest in their car. In a video recording of the incident, the officers are seen breaking into the vehicle's window, pulling the female student out of the car and tasing the male student. And understand that within that time, 1 week later, there was 9 instances of police using excessive force that was caught on camera, that was out there. So basically, Brevard County, Florida is basically saying lower taxes, no spineless leadership, or dumb mayors rambling on at press conferences. Plus, we got your back. You know? In another Facebook post made on Sunday, the organization made the same offer to the Minneapolis police, who are currently facing calls to be defunded and dismantled after 4 of its officers were charged for their involvement on George Floyd's death. And it says, Minneapolis officers, we will not disband our LE agencies or give in. We are hiring in Florida. Lower taxes, no spineless leadership, conflicting orders, or dumb mayors rambling on at press conferences. Plus, we got your back. Understand that that's waging for war right there. And what we need to understand, which my next class I'm going to go into, is that there's a race war. There's a war going on outside, and I'm quoting Mobb Deep. It's an old rap group for a lot of young heads, you know. Understand that it's true. It's a war going on outside. No one, if you're not in the ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana, no one is safe from. Understand that. Understand that no one is safe. We need the protection of the Most High. That's why any black, Latino, or Native Indians have to come back to the Most High. Come back to this truth. Come back to the ISUPK. Come into the ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana. Understand that. And this goes for the brothers and sisters that have left out within the years. There's been an order for y'all to come back home. Understand that. The 2 posts gathered hundreds of angry comments, with many saying that the posts just proved why the police need to be defunded. You supporting police brutality and offering the state as a safe haven for bad cops will not be tolerated. This is why police should be defunded and disbanded. One comment read, which is true. You know, if y'all claim and y'all really for black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, y'all would clean up house and start back over, rebuild off of that. Understand that. If y'all really care about black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. But understand this. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. See, like, when you go into Ecclesiastes in the scriptures, 7:7, how a gift destroyed the heart, oppression makes a wise man angry, but the gift destroyed the heart. Understand that when they do little things, it's throwing crumbs at us. At what point, as any black, Hispanic, or Native Indian is going to get tired of these crumbs just thrown to us to pacify us? Nah, we got to demand more. We got to demand more. But understand that when you sit there and ask and you beg and plead, all that is doing is empowering your oppressor. And you're empowering this government to say, look at them begging, groveling. Nah, you know how you alleviate that and save face? You come back to the Most High in Christ. You come back to the Most High and you honor your king, your brother, Yahushua Mashiach. You follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. You help build this nation righteously. And you won't have to beg and ask for nothing. Understand that. But let me finish this article. But in comments to Florida Today, Brevard County FOP President Bart Gammon claimed responsibility for the post regarding the Buffalo and Atlanta police officers and defended them. The police had the legal authority in both cases. Gammon said in an email to Florida Today, at the time the warnings were provided, the citizens were already breaking the law. Those citizens chose to disregard the warnings. It led directly to escalations and confrontations with the police. When we issued lawful commands warning, citizens have a responsibility to comply. The reality is failure to comply leads to escalation. Gammon, according to his LinkedIn page, had been a lieutenant with the Brevard County Sheriff's Office for 26 years. But Brevard County Sheriff Wayne Ivey distanced his office from the union. The Brevard County FOP page and organizations has no official affiliation with the Brevard County Sheriff's Office and was not authorized in any capacity by me or any agency to recruit or comment on our behalf, Sheriff Wayne Ivey said in a statement posted to the Sheriff's Office Facebook page. Ivey added that the comments made by the union were extremely distasteful and insensitive to critical issues that are occurring across our country, and that his office does not condone the content in any way. Todd Goodyear, spokesman for the Sheriff's Office, told CNN that the department is currently trying to determine whether government violated any policies. Understand that that's BS. Because at the end of the day, they put that out there, and then they're gonna sit. They playing head games now. They playing head games. They putting it out there, so now it becomes a thing. So now you're gonna get somebody from that department and say, no, that wasn't us. We don't condone that. But you already put it out there. The thing would be to watch this and see if any of those officers went down there to apply. They put it out there, now they're going to act like, oh, well, I don't know, we don't condone that, da-da-da-da-da. Well, look to see if any officers from Atlanta, 6, or the Buffalo, 5-7, or from Minneapolis go down there. That's going to be the test there. They already put it out there to let them know we're doing that. And now they're going to, they doing that, they doing what they do best, being deceitful. And it is high time now for our people to wake up. Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. We need to wake up and understand that the devil is working triple time on us. And if we don't come back to the Most High, to Yahweh in Hebrew, to respect our King, Yahushua Mashiach, our Savior, understand that the Lord said 2/3 of our people are going to perish. Now you have to pray and hope that you're not one of those, the 2/3 that's in there. 2/3 of our people are going to die. Understand that our oppressor is going to die. Our oppressor is going to be brought down. But we got to understand that we have to come back to the Most High. We have to come back to the Lord. This wicked dog, these dogs, our oppressors, have a perpetual hatred towards us. Understand that. And I'm going to get into some scriptures to show you why they feel like that towards us. I'm going to finish this article, and then actually, this is coming towards the end of the article. I have a last paragraph. It said, although we find comments he made disturbing, there's still some protection provided by the Constitution on free speech, Goodyear said. Okay, so they putting a twist to it. If there is a violation of policy, I'm sure it will be dealt with. The Fraternal Order of Police which is the nation's largest organization of law enforcement officers with more than 300,000 members, did not return CNN's request for comment because they all stand behind it. It's a fraternal order of police. It's a fraternity. When you look at the fraternities in the colleges, they have each other's back to the fullest. Understand that they have a brotherhood. Just like ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana have a brotherhood. When you see any brother on the internet teaching these classes out there on the corners, that's brotherhood right there. Because we want to see our people live. We want to see everybody make it through the first resurrection. Now, only the Lord knows what he wants to do. The Most High says in these scriptures, 2/3 of our people going to go. But at the last second, he could switch. Because the Most High, nobody questions him. Nobody have the authority to even question him. You know? You can question him. The question is he going to answer? Is he going to listen? Highly doubt it, but only the Lord knows. If you're even worthy for him to even respond to. Only the Most High knows that. But I'm going to drop the article and I'm going to get into Romans 9 and 13. Just bear me 1 second. Hold up. Because Romans 9 and 13, it cleared. I'm gonna get into why Esau, which is the so-called white man, hates us. Understand that, because we are the Lord's chosen. We're the Lord's people, and understand that we're from the bloodline of we're from Jacob, the bloodline of Jacob. You know, and it says, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Understand that the 12 tribes of Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians fall under Jacob. That's our foreparent. Esau have I hated. Esau is the so-called white man. Esau hates us. Why? Because the Most High gave the covenant to us. We're the Lord's chosen. We are the Most High's chosen. Why do he hate us? Because he dropped the ball. Because of how he is. When you see every red dog out there, male and female, and you see their character, and you see how they act towards every Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, that's why the Lord hate Esau. That's the bloodline right there. I'm gonna drop that, and I'm gonna go into Matthew's 5 and 11, and understand that when we say, all right, the whole world is, you know, you get a lot of brothers and sisters saying, oh, well, not every white person is bad and they force and everything. Understand this, that not every Black person was bad neither. But our foreparents was getting lynched, killed, you know, and murdered recklessly. And for what? We're living in hell right now. Not every Black person is bad, but because of our foreparents' sins, we have to go through the punishment. Our foreparents, we're the offsprings of our foreparents. And understand that because they've sinned, we're paying for it. So understand that their foreparents have sinned and they have to pay for it. Understand that. And that's the problem that a lot of our people need to get through their head. Because we as a people have been conditioned to love our oppressor, because we've been beaten down mentally, emotionally and physically, to the point where Stockholm Syndrome was whipped into our backsides. And that's going on today. That's going on today. If you're Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, and you think that, or you still feel sorry for them cops that have done these things, for any white person that have done a heinous crime towards any black people, Hispanic or Native Indian, then you have self-hatred. You hate yourself. When you look in the mirror, you hate yourself. When you look at me or any Black, Hispanic, Native Indian, you hate us. You are a traitor to your people. And I'm going to sidebar for a second before I get into Matthews 5 and 11. Understand that when you show these heathens that you can turn on your own people, how do you think they're gonna look at you? How do you think that? Excuse me. How do you think they're gonna look at you? They're gonna look at, if you can turn on your own people, then I am not gonna befriend you. I'm going to keep you at arm's distance, because if you can hate your people, I'm not your people. So you can easily hate me and turn on me. Now that's food for thought for all you Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians that is siding with your oppressor, our oppressor. Understand that they hate you and they laugh at you when you could sit there and talk and do and speak out against your own people. That's entertaining for them. And when you get mistreated, then it's so much shame on you that you've let your people down mentally and emotionally. You've let your people down, and that's something that's going to consume you, especially when they sit there and they turn on you and you start seeing their true colors. Understand that. Okay, now Matthew 5 and 11, it says, "Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you." Verse 13, "Ye are the salt of the earth." We are the salt of the earth, meaning the 12 tribes, the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. We bring flavor to the earth. In light of us living in all these slums, ghetto, barrios, every ghetto you can name, ghetto USA, ghetto worldwide, every Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian that's thrown in a ghetto still makes it look cool to live in. Still bring flavor to it. Still bring life to any little thing that's given to us. That's what makes us special. And this is what makes our oppressor and all these other heathens despise us. Why? Because they can have all the riches, all the mansions, everything in the world, and they don't even look right when they have it. When you see them in these nice, and this is on a carnal level, when you see them in their chariots and they driving around in these expensive cars, they have the nice homes and everything, they don't even look right. And this is their kingdom. They don't even look right with that. And this is on a carnal level. On a spiritual level, they have no spirit. They have no style. They have no pizzazz. They have nothing. This is why they are determined to every hood, every ghetto USA hood and worldwide, they want to integrate, because they want the same vibe and the same spirit that we have. You cannot do that. It is in your blood to have the style and the flavor that we have, every Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. That's something that can't be taught or learned. You just have to have it in you. That's why Matthew 5:13 said, ye are the salt of the earth. Understand that. But if the salt have lost its savior, wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out and to be trodden under the foot of men. Understand that we are forever possess style, whether it's dressing, athletics, physical, mental, spiritually, figuring things out. Like, it don't take much for any black, Hispanic, or Native Indian to figure things out. It really don't. It really don't. But understand that with our oppressors, they need to take classes on something that it don't take much for us to think of to do. And that's why they hate us. They envy us to the fullest. They want to look like us. They put us down, but they want to look like us. They women, these red dogs, want their skin to be nice and different shades of brown, light, medium, dark. They got to buy a spray to put on their skin. They want every possible thing, the butt injections, the lips. They want everything, the plastic surgery. And I'm a sidebar for a second. And this is what disappoints me with our sisters out there when you see them, especially a lot of them. My rib was telling me on a lot of these reality shows that a lot of our black, Hispanic, and Native Indian sisters getting what's that? The surgery all over their body, the plastic surgery. And understand that while with our women are trying to look like them, they're busy trying to look like us. And when we say the white man's the goddamn devil that the Bible speaks of, it's because simple things like that. When you could sit there and have a majority of a race of people thinking that the way you look and the way you are is beautiful, that the blonde hair, blue eyes, light skin is beautiful, and to have them hate themselves, and then to turn around and to mimic the same people that you're pushing that agenda on, and then the people don't see that, you have got to be slick, cunning, and deceitful as hell. Understand that. Understand that. That's food for thought. If you out there and you have self-hatred, understand, sisters, that you are beautiful. Understand that regardless of your shape and how you look, you will always look better than these red dogs out here. These ugly heathens out here. Understand that you are better. You are a prince and princess of the power. Yasha Allah. Understand that. There should be no low self-esteem for any sister out there. That's why that blonde hair, blue eyes, changing the way you look, be proud of what the Most High made you. Understand that you are beautiful regardless. Men, that self-confidence or feeling like you got to go get a red dog, understand that you see a lot of brothers out there with these dogs, and I'm a sidebar for a second, and they will sit there and have the ugliest of uglies, like the bottom of the totem pole of these red dogs, and will sport them around as a trophy. While you see a lot of our good-looking sisters with them, they'll get the good-looking ones of our women. Now, why is that? For two reasons. Because a lot of sisters that end up taking a walk on the wild side, getting with them, and I'm sidebar for a second, is because Self-hatred, they're traitor, and they real superficial. They want to be taken care of. They want money. They got brothers out there. Understand that you want a man out there. You don't want a homosexual, which a lot of them are, because that's their culture. That's their culture. They'll do things and be a homosexual and act like it's all right, because that's their culture. That's why the Lord tells you to separate from them. To don't be partakers of this world, of this society, because that's what they condone, and it's a norm for them. It's not a norm for the Lord's people, the salt of the earth. Now let me drop that. Let me get into Genesis 27 and 41, and understand that Esau do not like us. Why? I'm going to get into this scripture right here. Genesis 27 and 41. It said, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessings wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. So he's counting out, waiting for his pops to pass. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. Understand that this Bible was written thousands of years ago. And understand that it's going on today. Understand that Esau hates us, have that perpetual hatred. Why? Because at the end of the day, the blessings was given to us, the 12 tribes, the black, Latino, and Native Indians. And Esau cannot stand that. Esau, our oppressor, the so-called white man, he cannot stand the sight of us, because his spirit knows that we should be in rulership, that they supposed to be serving us. That's in their spirit. But understand that they know that, but any chance while they're in their kingdom, they're going crazy. They're going, excuse my French, ape shit, killing our people. They killing our old. They killing our young. They killing our men. They killing our women. They disregard the old and the young. They disregard every black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. Understand that. Now I'm going to Genesis 25 and 27. It says, it said, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. Understand that Esau, the so-called white man, when you look at them, you can look on the cable channels, and they got a bunch of hunting shows, and all you see is nothing but a bunch of hillbillies out there. If they ain't shooting bow and arrows, they hunting deer, animal. That's a sport. If any of you watch any of them vampire movies, that's equivalent to them. They get a high off of killing, slaying, murdering. It's in their nature to do that. Why? Because they're cunning hunters. They know how to set traps. They know how to trick their prey into getting caught up in their snares, and then unleashing their will upon them. Because they're cunning hunters. They know how to trap and get these animals, because that's in them. Jacob, we're plain men dwelling in tents. We'll sit back and we cool. We'll lay back. We'll go out. We'll get what we got to get to feed the family and come back. They kill for sport. We kill and we slaughter our food to feed our family. They kill for sport. They kill to have heads of whatever animal they kill upon their house. If that's not no wicked, evil, bastards right there, I don't know what to tell you. Let me get into Psalms 55 and 19. Just bear me 1 second. It says, and the powers shall, and the Most High powers shall hear and afflict them, even he that abideth of old, Shelah, because they have no changes, therefore they fear not the powers. Verse 20, he hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. See, we were supposed to be in slavery, and understand that, like all these other nations had us in slavery, and there was rules to keeping us enslaved, but Esau, our oppressor, the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of, clearly went above and beyond the call of duty in keeping us in captivity. He took it to the 100th power in oppressing us and gets a kick out of it. Just like that cop with George Floyd, when he had his knee on that man's neck and put his hand in his pocket and was pressing even harder when bystanders was telling him he can't breathe and he couldn't. They was like, get off of him. So to show that brother and sister and the other bystanders, I was like, get off of him, he's not resisting, to show them I got the power. I'm God. I can take his life. That devil does not fear God. He does not fear the God of the Israelites. He does not fear the powers, Yahweh. He does not fear him. Why? Because they think that they're God themselves. But they broke the covenant. Verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. And that's what they do. They'll sit there and talk a good game. Like I read the article earlier, how when it was confronted of the organization down in Florida about the comments, he said, no, we don't stand by that, blah, blah, blah. But then he turns around and say, well, at the same time, they have, the Fifth Amendment, the freedom of speech. But we're going to look into it. See, that's that mind twisting, trying to twist words and wordplay. But at the same time, like I said, we'll see. Any of those officers that was laid off from those other areas are down there, then they put it out there that you can come here and get a job. You got employment still. Don't worry about it. We got your back. Because it's a fraternal order of the police. They are going to look out for their own. Just like in ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana, we look out for our own. We're building this nation. Every black, Hispanic, and Native Indian need to be in these classes right now and help build this nation. Understand that the high times is now. Is no time for playing. There's no time for playing. Understand that we have to come together and help build back up this nation the right way, the righteous way. Understand that when you see every black, Hispanic, and Native Indian in ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana doing these classes, that's brotherhood and that's love. That's our job. This is our core of duty right here, to help raise this nation. We have a job to do, and we do it 24/7, 365. Understand that. Now, I'm going to drop that song. I'm going to drop the Psalms, and I'm going to go into Exodus 1 and 9. Because understand that what happened back then around the time of Moses is happening now. And this is why they call America the spiritual Egypt. Understand that What was happening back then is happening now. There's nothing new under the sun. Understand that. Now, Exodus 1 and 9, it says, okay, I'm going to go to 8. It says, now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. Now, like I said, this was around the time of, when we was captive in Egypt, and around Pharaoh and Moses. And understand that from back then to now, this is how other nations, this is how our oppressor, even today in America, looks at us and views us. Understand that. He said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Now, understand, and I'm going to sidebar for a second, but on that scripture, that we are more and mightier. Now, understand, well, I'm going to go into verse 10. Verse 10, it says, come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply. And it come to pass that when they falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies, and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land. Understand that. I'm going to sidebar for a second. When you see Planned Parenthood, when you see the abortion rates for every black, Hispanic, and Native Indian out here, when the numbers per year are 300 and something thousand abortions every year, could you imagine how many prince and princesses that are dying because of population control? That in these scriptures, that's why we say America is the modern day Egypt of when we was in captivity, because they're dealing with us wisely. Put Planned Parenthood out there. Put a lot of things for the young, especially the young men and women, to be appealing. Push sex. Push all those things out there. And then set up facilities to get rid of them babies. Because when they have everything out there, they already know at the teenage age, hormones is running crazy and running rampant. So every male or female, especially black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, wants it. The only thing on their mind is sex. So put it out there. Put it in front of them. And then, if you slip up, Planned Parenthood. And then they have it where we won't let your parents know. So to go back to verse 10, Exodus 1 and 10. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply. And it come to pass that when they falleth out of any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land. But understand that they dealt with us wisely. We're not able to multiply because a lot of our women have abortions. And a lot of our young men, and I'm not putting it all on the women too. Understand this. Because this is why we have to train. I know I'm going a little off topic, but we have to train our kids up right. Because at the same time, I'm also going to put it on the young men out there when they're in the middle of having sexual intercourse with the young women, and they telling the young women they want them to have their baby just for the heat of the moment. And then when it do happens, the first thing they doing is pointing and taking them and running down with them to the abortion clinic. They getting their money up from wherever they getting it from to get an abortion. Understand that we have to do better as a people. And that's all the way across the board. But to get back on topic, they're dealing with us wisely because they know, like it said in verse 10, in verse 9, that we are more and mightier. We are the salt of the earth. Like I read earlier, we are the salt of the earth. And we have to understand that we are the special people. They're not the special people. And they hate us for that. They hate us for not having an ounce of salt, of flavor that we have. Understand that. Understand when you hear us being the salt of the earth, when you hear certain things, that's how you know this is our books. This is the Bible is for us, every black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. Because white people don't talk like that. Our oppressors don't talk like that. Hell, none of these heathens out here talk like that. The salt of the earth, we got flavor, we got style, we got every possible thing that all these damn heathens want. But understand that our oppressor hates us because of that. You know? That's one of many reasons why. You know? And understand that with the police that killed George Floyd, that have been brutalizing protesters across the board, understand that they are evil, malicious, wicked, cunning bastards. Now, let me get into Lamentations 4:18. And that's the title of this class right here. Why? Because this has been going on for years, for hundreds of years, thousands of years, and it's still going on. When we was in Egypt, everywhere, our oppressors, every heathen that had us in slavery have sat there and dealt with us the way that they were supposed to keep us in slavery. This wicked bastard, this so-called this white man, this devil that the Bible speaks of, this red dog, have sat there, even to this day, even to this minute, you know, and have sat there everywhere possibility, have sat there and have shot us down like animals. Now I'm going to Lamentations 4:18. It says, they hunt our steps, that we cannot go in our streets. They hunt our steps, that we can't go in our streets. Even in our neighborhoods. You go into Harlem, you go into every area, police is regulating. Our communities. What happens is our oppressor Esau moves into our neighborhoods. They gentrify our neighborhoods. And now they put more police there to protect them from us. Understand that we didn't ask y'all to move where we're living. We were perfectly fine having our chocolate cities. Understand that we don't want you. Just like you don't want us in our community. We don't want you in our community. Understand that it's a culture issue. What we're used to and what we do, you're not used to. So why move there? Because they want some of our flavor. And understand, if you love your people, if you fear the Most High, and you love your Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian brothers and sisters, understand that you would not display nothing. You would treat them the way they treat us when you have a Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian trying to go into their neighborhood and they act the ways that act funny. But the problem with our people is that we got such a big heart that we're welcoming to everybody. It's time now, especially now, to start coming together as a people, supporting Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian businesses, to start increasing the brotherhood, sisterhood within our people, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, and start getting our communities back. Because understand this, and I'm not saying to go any red dog that's in your neighborhood or any heathen that's living there to do anything. I'm not telling you that. But understand, just like how they'll make you feel uncomfortable living in their neighborhood, you got to do the same. And when I say make uncomfortable, you got to be friendly and showing your pearly whites. Make them feel like they're not welcome. Keep it pushing. Don't have no lawn. Don't befriend them. Nothing. Make them want to get out the community. Get out your community. And like I said, do not, in no way, shape, size, or form, am I saying to do anything physically. I'm not saying to lay hands to start with them. But understand that there's many ways you can make somebody feel uncomfortable without saying anything. Understand that. Let me drop that. Let me go to verse 19. I'm going to do 18 again. Lamentations 4:18. They hunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near. Our days are fulfilled, for our end is to come. Understand that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Understand that every Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, we're about to regain our kingdom back. As you can see, the economy in Esau's kingdom is falling, and it's falling. When you look at COVID-19, when you look at the killing, the protesting now and everything, when you see everything, they know that their time is up. It is coming near. Understand that it is falling. They have no control. As you can see, that lame president that we have, he may seem goofy or whatever, but he knows what's going on. He's an imbecile, but he knows what's going on. The fact that this psychopath of a president has a space army, he knows that the Most High got angels out there that's coming down with our king. But your simple army, the Most High is going to take out in no time. I mean, I give him a E for effort, but nothing is going to work against the Most High. Understand that. Understand that the Most High will destroy our oppressor, Esau, and any other nation that even think about coming up against him. Understand that the Lord will destroy them. Verse 19. Our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of the heaven. They pursue us upon the mountains. They lay wait for us in the wilderness. They pursuing us. They pursuing us like they pursued George Floyd, like they pursued Breonna Taylor, like they pursued Ahmaud Arbery, like they pursued Eric Garner, Trayvon Martin. The list goes on. Our oppressor, our persecutors, they persecute every black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. And now, since we have camera phones, everything is on social media. And they pursue us. And you see, the first intent is to kill black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. We have to wake up as a people and realize that this bastard, this red door, the white man that the Bible speaks of, this devil that the Bible speaks of, hate us and is a violent beast. Understand that. Understand that he is a violent bastard. Excuse me. I'm going to go into Proverbs 16 and 29. Hold on. It says, a violent man enticeth his neighbors and lead them into the ways that is not good. Understand that if you're black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, and you're on this force, this police force, like in Atlanta, I think it was all blacks. I think it was all brothers and sisters that was caught up in that Atlanta 6, as they would say. That violence that the training of violence that they train our people that's on the police force is enticing, is conditioning to the point where our brothers and sisters, black and Hispanic and Native Indians that join the force is a part of. And understand that it leads, like it says, a violent man entices his neighbor and leadeth him in the ways that is not good. Well, the ways that are not good is the mistreatment of people, of your own. That's because violence is in their blood. Esau, that bloodline is violent, is bloodthirsty. It's some vampires. They bloodthirsty. Jacob, every black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, is common and plain and is laid back. But a lot of our people have followed the ways of our oppressor. That's because they want to intermingle and be a part of their culture. Their culture is about murder, is about sin, it's about doing everything that the Most High tells you not to do. It's about homosexuality, lesbianism, homosexuality, eating, going against every law, statutes, and commandments that's in this Bible. That's what following this our oppressor does. You know? And the problem with our people, understand this, I'm going to Ecclesiastes 7 and 7, is, you know, the problem, like when you see any brothers teaching and you see us up there, whether it's in class or on the corner, throughout this whole world, four corners of the earth, understand that when you hear us, everybody has a boiling point. And when you see the atrocities of your people, of what's being afflicted on your people day and night on social media, understand that it pisses you off. It gets you angry. And if you got any love for your people, you should be angry as hell when you see things like what happened to George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, Eric Gardner, and so forth. When you see that, it should piss you off. It should make you not even want to say hello to your oppressor. It should get you that angry at your government, at America, for allowing this to happen. You should be that angry. But like Ecclesiastes 7:7 said, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyed the heart. Now I'm going to read it again. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyed the heart. When you sit there and you're in the police force, and you could turn your back on your people and just manhandle your brothers and sisters out there, because for a couple coins, a couple crumbs that's thrown at you, now all of a sudden, you know what? The white man ain't that bad. They're not that bad. They love black people. Anybody that goes against them, they're bugging out because they gave me an opportunity. They gave me a job, and everybody could get a job just like me. Understand that you're a damn fool. You're a coon. You're a traitor. You are a puppet. You are a clown. If you're black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, and you're on the police force, you're on a fraternity that you have to make a choice. If you love your people, you're gonna quit. Like our General Haas out in Philly. He was on the police force, and when he saw the atrocities that went on against his people, he couldn't deal with it anymore. It was sickening to his stomach. Why? Because he had love. He had love for his people, and he made the sacrifice. He did the honorable thing by letting it go, because that's where faith comes in. Because understand that he knows that the Most High got his back, and to this day, he can have a clear conscience knowing that he had love for his people, and he gave up a career in Esau's kingdom to ride with the Most High and his people. And understand that you can do that too, and that's the honorable thing to do. If you're black, Hispanic, and Native Indian in Esau's police department or military, there's other opportunities. That's not the end all, be all, end all, be all. That's not the end of the world for you. Understand, if you love life, you would get into these classes. You will join. You will be a part and help build this nation the right way. Understand that. I'm going to read it again. It says, surely oppression maketh the wise man mad, and a gift destroyed the heart. When you have your Coons, your Oprahs, your Gayle Kings, your Candace Owens, you have your Stephen A's and so forth and so on, that have speak out or is scared to speak out against our oppressor. You are a goddamn coon and a fool. You are a traitor. You hate yourself. When you look in the mirror, you hate yourself. You should be a damn shame of yourself to think that this devil, this devil that the Bible speaks of, this white man, cares for you. Because he don't. He look at you as a damn fool, and he look at you like how we look at you, as a traitor to your own people. So understand that. Let me go into Habakkuk, what's that? 2 and 12. Habakkuk 2 and 12. It says, woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and established a city by iniquity. Understand, America was built on bloodshed. Our brothers and sisters from the tribe of Gad was slaughtered and murdered and was deceived because of welcoming these heathens. They befriended us and slaughtered us, our foreparents. Why? Because they have a perpetual hatred towards us. Because they dropped the ball. They was not given the covenant. So they deceived us. Because like I brought up in Psalms 55 and 21, because their words were smooth like butter. So they talked a good game. And then turned around and deceived us, our foreparents, and stabbed us right in the back. And they do what they do best, being the deceivers, being devils. That's what devils mean, deceiver. And they're the biggest deceivers out here. Just like, I'm a sidebar for a second. COVID-19. They had all this, you gotta wear a mask and everything. With all this protesting. I'm curious to know why the numbers, there's no reports of numbers going up with this COVID-19. Because what happened was the Most High has shown them and have exposed them. They don't have a hold and control over nothing. COVID-19, they don't have that. These riots, they don't have. This economy, they don't have. They have no answers because the Most High exposed them to the 100th power. You mean to tell me, as a nation, they had us in the house for a few months, and then all of a sudden it's all right to go back outside with no cure for COVID-19? Because the Most High shook up whatever they call themselves trying to do. COVID-19, the Most High put in place, and guess what? Put the rug right from under them. And guess what? They ended up looking foolish like they always do. And they got exposed. And if, when you see things like this, don't wake you up, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man and woman, I don't know what will. And it's sad. Because, like I mentioned earlier, and we've mentioned, and the scriptures have mentioned, it's not me, but the scriptures say 2/3 of our people are going to perish. This is why we are doing these classes and we out there in the streets, because we don't want to see our people die. But it's part of the prophecies. We want to see our people live and make it through the first resurrection. Understand that. But I'm gonna go into the book of Obadiah. This is gonna be the faith of our oppressor. This is gonna be the faith of our oppressor. Obadiah 1:1. Now this was a vision that the Most High gave to Obadiah, and it says, the vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Most High Power concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Most High, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among heathens. Thou art greatly despised. Let me tell you, all across the country, globally, Esau, this red dog, this bastard is hated globally. He's greatly despised. The pride of thine heart had deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? That's Esau now. Who shall bring me down to the ground? When you see the COVID-19, Governor Cuomo for New York made a comment that this is not no higher power. Basically saying the Most High ain't do this. This is, basically not giving credit to the Most High or acknowledging the Most High's power. But that's that arrogancy that these red bastards have towards the Most High, the creator of all things, even them bastards. That's that arrogancy and ungratefulness. Why Esau is the way he is, and his fate is going to happen to him in that time of judgment. Though thou, verse 4, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle. Now I brought up in Lamentations 4 and 8 and 19 that they are swifter than the eagle. So that's synonymous with the eagle on the American flag. That's their symbol, to be swift like an eagle. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Most High. If thieves, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? Excuse me. If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. He don't understand. He don't care. Is no compassion. Hell, they don't even have compassion for their old. Because, sidebar, as far as old, they get, what they get? A black, Hispanic, or Native Indian to take care of their household and their families and their kids. Because they could care less. They have no understanding in them when it comes to that. It's just kill, take, conquer. That's their mentality. Verse 8. Shall I not in that day say the Most High, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau? And thy mighty, O men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. Understand that this is the fate of Esau. And I'm going to read verse 9 again. O thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of Mount Esau may be cut off by slaughter. Now, their faith, they're going to get slaughtered. Understand that. But it's not for us now to take it upon our hands. Because the Most High said vengeance is his, But it's going to be a day where the Lord will put that order out. And I'm going to get to that scripture. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his force, the foreigners entered into his gate, and cast lots upon Jerusalem. Even thou was as one of them. But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother, in the day that he became a stranger. Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither should thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. Thou should have not entered into the gates of my people in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou should have not looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. Neither should thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape. Neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress. For the day of the Most High is near, upon all heathens that thou hast done. It shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head. Excuse me. Verse 16. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathens drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and they shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them, and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau. For the Most High had spoken it. And they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau, and they of the plain of the Philistines, and they shall possess the field of Ephraim, and the field of Samaria, and Benjamin shall possess Galilee, and the captivity of the host of the children of Israel shall possess that of the Canaanites, even unto Zephor, and the captivity of Jerusalem, which is in Shepherd, shall possess the cities of the south. And the Savior shall come on Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be the Most High's power. Understand that's the faith of Esau right there. That's the faith that is going to and is coming upon our oppressors, those red bastards that sit there and kill us, that hunt our steps. That's the faith of them. Understand that in this day, right now, Jeremiah 16:16, and this is going to happen, and only the Lord knows. But right now, understand that the faith of Esau, they're going to get slaughtered. That mount of Esau we're going to find you and we're going to hunt you down. But right now, I'm not saying for us to do that. So let me just make this clear. But it's going to be a day when it is. And when the Most High gives that order, when the Most High gives our King, Yahushua Mashiach, that order to come down, we with those 200 million chariots is going to come down on this kingdom. Understand that. Jeremiah 16:16 says, behold, I will send for many fishers. Right now we're fishing. You see us on the internet, you see us on the corners. We're fishing. We're bringing our people in. Right now we're throwing out the hook to get our people back to the Lord, because that's what the job of an Israelite is to do. We have a job to wake our people up to help build this nation. ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana is building this nation. Understand that the Most High right now is sent us out because right now we're fishers. And I'm going to read it again. It says, behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Most High, and they shall fish them. And that's what we're doing now. When you're online, when you're in these classes, we're fishing. We're waking up every black, Latino, and Native Indian. We're fishing right now. The Most High have sent us out to help wake our people up. But then it's going to be a time where we're not going to fish no more. And now the Most High has another job for us. And then the rest of the verse, it goes, and after will I send for many hunters. Now, the fishermen, we're going to turn into hunters. And the Most High said, I will send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. Understand that the Most High is going to send us out. It's going to be a time where right now we're fishing. But the Most High is going to have another job for us. The Most High is going to have a job for every Israelite in the ISUPK, every brother you see out here. ISUPK under commanding General Yohana. The Most High is going to send out, is going to have another job for us. After he don't want us fishing no more, he got another job for us. He's going to tell us to start hunting. And he wants us combing this whole world. Every rock, every cleft, every mountain. For these bastards that have did us dirty for all these years. Understand that our oppressor, this red dog, this red bastard, this devil that the Bible speaks of, this so-called white man, is going to get hunted. They're going to get hunted like they're hunting us now. Like they're hunting our steps. They are going to get hunted in that day. Right now we're fishing. Understand that they have been hunting our steps. But guess what? We, every black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, Israelite that comes back into this truth, ISUPK under commanding General Yohana, will hunt they steps. Understand that. That's my time, Israel. Shalom.